Okay, today we'll be looking at the Bosch Freak 2, or is it Freak 3? I'm not sure, but it's the lesser version of the Freak. By lesser version I mean this is the brush versions. The original version of the Freak is brushless, plus it has a impact mode selector on the 2 itself, whereas the Freak 2 or 3, you know what, I'm just gonna call it the Freak Lite, because it's like a lighter version of the original Freak. The Freak Lite does not have any mode selector. It only comes in a variable trigger, and of course the motor is brushed. If you look on top of the original Freak, it says easy brushless motor, whereas the new Freak Lite is just plain. This is a brush motor, as I was saying. They are both actually I would say the Freak Lite is a little bit taller. It's also about half an inch longer, and the housing is quite a bit beefier on the Freak Lite. On the Freak Lite, where it says on top of the battery, there's no rubber molding over here. If you look at the original Freak, there's rubber molding all around the battery area. Another difference is that on the Freak Lite, this forward and reverse selector is very thin and very flimsy. The engagement are not too positive. Yeah. Whereas the original Freak, it's got a much beefier trigger switch, and the engagement are very positive. You could feel it. The specs of the Freak Lite is 2800 RPM max. Let's see. It's got an IPM of 3600. Wow, it's even got more than the original Freak. And the torque is 1600, which is about the same as the original Freak. Let's see how much the 2 weighs. Let's remove the battery first. So the 2 itself is 2 pounds and 6.9 ounces. So like 2.7 ounces. Let's see how much the original Freak weighs. 2 pounds and 6.3 ounces. So almost the same. Oh, another thing to note of the Freak Lite is that it already comes with a built-in lanyard. You can't remove it. If you want to remove it, you gotta cut it. They snapped it on with some kind of a clip. It's non-removable. Also on the Freak Lite, it only has one LED right under the collet. The original Freak has 3 LED, one under the collet and 2 on the side, so it's a tri-ring. Tri-beam, I mean. see. Oh, interesting. On the Freak Lite, the reverse rotation has less power than the forward rotation. You can hear it. Here's a forward. Here's the reverse. Yeah, I mean this is mainly a driver. It's got more power on forward. Whereas if it got more same power, you could use it as an impact wrench. Yeah. Also, you could hear the power of the brushless motor of the Freak. It's much stronger than the Freak Lite. And here you can hear the power of the forward and reverse is the same on the original Freak. Very interesting. Alright, I'm gonna give this thing a test. Okay, on this test we'll be driving in 2 spec screws. That's a 1/4 inch in size and 5 inch in length. On the left side will be my Bosch Freak Lite, and on the right hand it will be the Bosch Freak original. Not even close. Alright, let me just switch. I'm gonna use the original Freak on the left hand and the Freak Lite on the right hand, just to make sure there's no knot on it. The Freak Lite is very weak, as you can see. Let me see if we can even drive it in all the way. It's barely moving it at all. Here we go, we're gonna finish it off with the original Freak. Not a problem. Very disappointing. Okay, for this test we'll be driving in 2 lag screws that are 3/8 inch in size and 5 inches length. On my left hand will be the original Freak, and my right hand will be the Freak Lite. Here we go. Alright, let's continue. The original Freak is done, and on the Freak Lite, it doesn't seem to be moving anymore. Let's see if I can finish it off with the Freak Lite. I mean, with the original Freak. Hold on one sec, let me grab another impact. I'm gonna try it out, my Milwaukee, the original Milwaukee brush version. I think this is the first gen. Let me see if it can do it. Oops, snapped it right off. Yeah, but it is turning it, so even the original Milwaukee brush version is stronger than this Freak Lite. This thing's supposed to have 1600 inch-pounds of torque. I'm not sure what's going on here. Very weak, very weak. Okay, now let's see if the Freak Lite can remove the lag bolt that was put in by the original Freak. Well, at least he can do this. Boy, it's slow. Let me try it on the original Freak. What a difference. Yeah, the performance of the Freak Lite is very poor. Very poor. Okay, we're finally gonna do the lug nut test. I already pre-torqued these lug nuts at 100, 130, and 150. Alright, we're gonna test out the Bosch Freak Lite here for 100 foot-pounds of torque. Oh, it's really struggling, even at 100 foot-pounds. Not looking good. $130, let's see. Yeah, it's not gonna do 130. Let me try out the original Freak, the brushless motor one. Okay, the same 130 foot-pound nut with the Freak, original Freak. Here we go. Now for the 150 foot-pounds. There you go. Yeah, I think these tests prove that this Freak Lite is not even in the same league as the original Freak. Unless you can get the Freak Lite for dirt cheap, I would just avoid it. But the Freak, I really like that. Very versatile.